Let's go opposite. Good morning, Range Kings. Out here at Sierra Lakes Golf Course, out at the practice range. I usually tend to come a day before I play a tournament, hit some balls, kind of visualize the course that I'm about to play. So I'm playing tomorrow at San Dimas, so I go through every single hole. I played that course before, so it's a really nice course. And when I do that, I tend to visualize the whole course in my head before I play it. So I come here, I play every single hole. Instead of just hitting 100 shots on the same club, I'll play the course. So I'll get my driver, then I'll get the next club. So I tend to see where I visualize where I'm hitting. I hit 250, then I subtract that from the actual yardage, and then I use my next club, which would be either a 50, which is gives me about 125. If it's a pitch and wedge, and it's 130, 40, and so on. Hey, Kamzi official. Hey, hi, how you doing? So okay, I'll just show you. So I'll let you guys know how I start. So the first hole, I think it's about 305, 315. So I tend to pick a spot out there, where I want to be. On that hole, there's usually trees on the left. So, and then there's trees on the right. If I go over the trees on the right, I should be fine. But trees on the left, you don't want to go to the left. So try to hit a nice either fade or I can hit a draw. Either one. But right now, I'm just trying to focus on hitting it straight. Yeah, we get ahead of ourselves. So, okay. So first drive, first hole. Get ready. Nice. And there you go. So there, for example, say I hit 250. So now I got about 60 to 80 yards left. So I'll grab my 60. And, there's a target out there. It's about 80. So I tend to go something in the 80s, 90s. And first, put your lineman stick to help you out to get that direction in. And then swing away. And that is just about 10 feet from the flag. Then there you go. There's your putt. So the next hole is about maybe it could be about 130, 140 shot. So I tend to grab my pitch and wedge. I can hit this 150, but somehow if I do a nice little swing, I'll grab my pitch and wedge, aim, and then shoot away. And that's actually perfect. Should hit the top of the hill. Perfect. And there's my par 3. So then the next hole's a par 5. So I go through this routine all the time. I grab ball. I remember the course itself. And if there's a lake on the left side, there's trees on the right side. So it needs to fade out or I can bring it in. Let me see if I can do a nice little draw here. Oh, you got like an external battery pack? Beautiful. That will work. So right there, I say that's 275. If the hole's about 560, then okay, what are you gonna hit next? You can have like about maybe 220 out. Usually I can hit a 3-iron or I'll hit a 3-wood. So here's a 3-wood. Nice and easy 3-wood. See how can I? That will work too. Good shot. So that's like about 220, 210. So now And so I have to visualize how much yardage. In my head, I tend to say, okay, I'm gonna get a 60. I'm gonna have like about maybe 80 yards away, and then I get my location where I want to hit. I get ready, I aim, then I execute. There you go. You're about 6 feet away, and that's basically all my routine. I do that over and over in my head with each hole, and I play the whole course, 18 holes. So when I do that, I tend to visualize. So when I actually play there, you know, I've been there. I already know what's going on, where I need to land, the yardage, what club. It helps. Because if I just hit driver all day, you know, I might perfect it, but I'm not perfecting other clubs. So I tend to do that with each club. Think about the shot, think where I want to land, and that's one of the reasons I'm a 6 or 7 handicap. It helps me visualize, you know, just like on the course, you know, where I want to land. And if I do spray it right, or I do spray it left, at least it helps me, you know, get consistent and save pars and, you know, get birdies. So here's another par 5 that I want to visualize. And I'm going to fade this because it's a pretty big fade. And there you go. Just like that. I would go around the trees, give myself maybe a 300, or no, maybe like a 280. So there, and then I'll grab my 3-wood again and go through the same process on this par 5 in my head. But, you know, thank you for stopping by, and watching some of my golf swings. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. That's what you want to do. Just hit it nice and easy. Get through the ball. Grab the clubs that you need. And just execute every single shot. The more you do that, when you actually play, you're going to see it's so easy. Very easy all the time. And have fun when you're out there playing. You want to have fun. You want to enjoy. Oh, it's a 50. Yeah, you want to enjoy your day. You want to get mad because you got a triple or a double. Nice. It should be just about 5 feet from the flag, which is good. So yeah, that's what you want to do every day. I mean, not every day, but the times you get out and hit balls on the range, you have to, you know, visualize every shot. Don't just slam a bunch of balls out in the range, and then your other clubs are lacking in practice as well. Again, if you guys have a chance, we have a YouTube, we have a TikTok as well. Please stop by, like us, follow us, subscribe if you can at range_kings.com. We'll have some hats available. We'll have some shirts. So if you guys do want one, we have like 4 colors: black, blue, gray, and white. If you guys do want a hat, just let me know, DM me, and I can, you know, say something. Partner golf. Yep, wear jeans. Sorry, I was actually just driving by the course, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go hit some balls, get some practice while I'm here. It's a little cold too, so as you can see, a little overcast, a little chilly, but it won't stop me from playing golf. I'm glad you noticed my attire. But thanks for stopping by anyway. Great shot. Just a little left of the I'll take it. Sorry, I didn't want to wear shorts. You don't want to see my legs right now. Let's see what else. Let's hit an 8. 8 is probably like my 168 shot, 165, 175. My alignment stick, just to help me get where I want to get. Focus, look at the ball, where I want it to land. And I swing away. Just a little right, but it's still a chip. And a putt away. Don't ever give up. There you go, right at the flag. Come on, baby, get there. Nice shot. It gives me like about 5 to 10 yards from the flag to swing. Looks like a long range there. Yep, oh it is. It's about maybe 300 to the fence. It's been once or twice that I actually hit the fence, but I was much younger. I'm not as young as you cats out there. They're bombing our way. So like I was telling you earlier, I tend to go through every single hole in my head and picture the actual hole. So I use every club, if it's a driver, a 7, until I can hit a wedge. And so here, for example, if I have a 400-yard hole, I look at the direction where I want to land. I want to get there and see where. Oh, I went left. See, for example, there. Say I pull it left, and I end up going like about maybe 180. Then in my head, I tend to say, okay, I got about, say 200 left because I actually pulled it. So then I tend to hit, a 200 shot. So I grab my 3-iron, aim at the 200 spot, and swing away. See? Sometimes it's never going to be all perfect, but let's see what you guys got. Let's see, like how you take your time in between the swings on the range. I think a lot of people need to do that. Yep, they sure do. You gotta, sometimes people take too long, even at the course. You have a club and then you're overthinking, and sometimes you don't want to overthink some of the shots. You never want to do that, because the more you start overthinking, then you mess up, your rhythm. So if you know your shot, grab the club, feel the club, just even if you have to take a little practice swing, just so you can get the edge of the grass. And once you have your spot, think about it and swing away. And that should be right at it. Good shot. So always do that. Don't take too long. Some people, they go too fast. And they're like, oh man, I should have took a practice swing. And eventually, you're hitting doubles and triples. Focus on your spot. Focus where you want to land. I know sometimes people want to just whack it, but if you say, you know what, you pick a circle out there where you want to land, or if you can chip, it's even better for you, because then you can chip there. It's like, you know what, I need to land within this area. I can grab a 60 wedge and I'm on, and I can still save par, or I can, even get birdie. So don't get too frustrated. We're not making millions of dollars. We're not professionals. We're not golfing every day. But, this, like I said, this is what I practice. I try to practice maybe twice a week, if I can. Nice shot. And if I don't, I try to practice before I go to play an event or a tournament. The more I do that, and I just, like I said, I'd like to visualize every shot, because when you're on the course, there's trees. That's one thing about a range. It's wide open. You don't have trees, you don't have dog legs, but in your mind you could visualize every dog leg, every shot, every lake. And then again, just approach the ball, nice little swing, and you're right there. Great. 5 years. Any other questions? Let me know. I'll try to see what I can answer as much as as best as I can. But thank you for stopping by. Again, like, subscribe. We have a YouTube, we have a TikTok, Range Kings as well. I'll try to get some information out there. I hope everyone's doing fine. I'll talk to you guys soon. Stay well, play well, and look well. Range Kings.